Of that game, let's send it to Dash and Cloud9's bot lane at the analyst desk.
Thank you, gentlemen. Yes, that's right. I'm here with Sneaky and High after that victory over Dignitas. And I want to jump right into this. Got a lot to discuss with you guys. First and foremost, I want to talk about a topic that's kind of been trending for us as analysts and casters, which is game time and the way that the games keep ending, because most of them seem to be balancing on a knife's edge, and then there's one team fight that kind of results in a very sudden 30-ish minute win. So High, as the shot caller, how have you kind of noticed this season developing in terms of game flow and style, and how has that kind of fed into the decisions that you're making as a shot caller when directing your team through the mid game?
Well, the game now is different than before. You get changed minions to be relative to your level. So if you're the team that's ahead, your waves are always going to be constantly pushing in. They made it almost, well, not impossible, but like 5 dragons is really hard to get because one, games don't last that long and the buffs getting up to it aren't that ideal. So you don't want to like lose a team fight for trying to get that dragon. And then once you get Baron too, you couple that along with your already stronger creeps, and you kind of just crush down turrets and games just end quicker now. And it's just, with the amount of OP champions that are available right now, games can just snowball that easily since, you know, there's too many to ban and things like that. And you're just going to be like playing versus like a ton of like ridiculous champions that just do a ton and like just end the games quick.
So then, Sneaky, how does this change the way that the team is communicating and approaching fights within the game, realizing that that 25-minute Baron call could end the game, right? You don't even have an inhib down, but sometimes that's enough time for a team to end the game. So how does this play into kind of the intensity that you're feeling in comms leading up to these fights?
I don't think it's really changed too much, to be honest, between like Season 5 and now Season 6, where there's like more pressure on an objective because it'll end the game. It's kind of just like we already knew what's going to happen if we lose the fight. We already know what's going to happen if we win the fight. All
right, cool. Targeting or looking at this game and kind of the way that you guys have been approaching champions, like Cloud9 has taken an interesting approach on champions like to win on red side. A couple times now we've seen you guys throw out a fair number of target bans, whereas the majority of teams are resulting in just, we're going to throw out the OPs. We'll keep the OPs off the table. Here we're seeing the likes of Bard, Elise, and Lulu thrown out, all very strong champions, but that means Graves, Poppy, GP, Corki are all still left up onto the table. Why is it, Sneaky, that you guys are so comfortable throwing out more target bans on red side and leaving these options open to the blue side team to take their pick of the litter?
Well, I mean, there's so many of the broken champions right now that you can't ban them all. So if you ban too many of them, you end up just giving blue the one good OP left. Instead, this strat just like opens it up more so we can get potentially 4 if they don't like those champions, but we guaranteed get 2 off the first round and they only get 1. So it just opens it up a bit more.
So coupled with that, then we kind of fall into this space where we're looking at team compositions that Cloud9 is running. We've got GP, Corki, Morgan, Italy, Liss, a lot of poke, a lot of siege. We've seen you run compositions like this a few times now. High, do you feel that there is one particular style of play that is superior to others currently, and is that the reason why you guys keep going towards these kind of poke compositions?
Well, regardless of how ever your team plays, right? There's always different things that will work for different teams. Other teams are really good at poke, other teams are really good at engaging, other teams are really good at split pushing. You have to find which one that you feel comfortable on and also balance that along with what's currently OP in the meta, right? So you have to play what's good and what's good for your team. And it's not necessary that we only play poke or anything like that. It's just that the current champions that are really good adhere to poke. So like Corki, he's really good, Gangplank's really good, and they both kind of poke champions. So it's not like we can only play poke. It's just that relative to what you're picking in the comp is what you want to like make your comp around. And
champions support the play style. Yeah. You guys are able to play that, so you can go for it. And now kind of taking a step back from the game, the dynamic of Cloud9 as a whole, first to you, High, what does it look like behind the scenes in terms of practice and splitting time with Bunny Fufu, and what does that relationship between you two look like in terms of practice?
Well, it depends on what we're planning on doing for who's playing the games. I watch Bunny play the games and he watches me play the games. Granted, he watches me more than I watch him, but as far as scrims go, he does really well in them, and he does not like just as well, if not as good as me. It's just he hasn't been able to translate that the practice into the stage. So I think giving him more chances, I'm sure he could like pull through and like win since he plays just as good as me. And as far as like the dynamic between him and me, it's gone pretty well. He's like a little brother to me, and we work out together. We talk all the time. He's like constantly in my room. He like takes naps in my room too. So it's just like he's like literally around me all the time, and like we're just like learning a lot from each other as people and as players.
Great. I mean, a supportive relationship. We look forward to seeing him on the Rift again soon. Sneaky, you're the other half of this whole equation, though, where you're the guy who has to play with two different supports. So for you, the practice dynamic, what is it that you kind of adhere to in terms of maybe making a switch between them, knowing, okay, High's in the game, it changes my play in this fashion, versus Bunny Fufu being in the game, I've got to assume a different play style?
Yeah, that is kind of true, because I haven't really done it too much so far. I didn't really think I needed to, but when I'm playing with High, he's like usually pretty talkative. He's like asking people questions, and then he's doing the shot call thing. Whereas with Bunny, he still tries to shot call, but I think I need to take my own more command when I'm playing with Bunny, and that's something I need to learn throughout the season. I think that's partially why it hasn't worked so well. It's not even just me, it's like the whole team that needs to step up and make Bunny not like the sole shot caller.
Well, it's only week 3. We're early into the season here. Things are looking well for Cloud9, 3-3 after that win, so congratulations on it. Thank you both for the interview. Coming up next, Echo Fox will take their shot at breaking Immortal's flawless winning streak. Stick around. We'll be right back after a short break.
Perfect.
Everyone has to talk a lot. Tell me what you're up to. Jensen, always think about what you want to be doing and what you're going to do next, okay, buddy?
Yeah, Jensen.
And I'll do my best to help everybody out. Sneaky, we're going to double kill our lane.
Can I have everyone lower a bit?
Kiwi Kid goes for the hook. Fly that kid. Sneaky. Lock him down. Gray gets that first kill.
I'm on Jensen,
Okay.
I'm on Jensen.
Yes, yes, yes. Yep, keep moving, keep moving.
Keep going.
Nice, nice.
He goes right to the back line. They're going to be able to take down Shifter immediately. No summoners or ult even used for him. Rush claws down Apollo. Did you know the extra 50's in their pocket?